Yo. What up? What up, what up, what up, what up? Let's see, we need to make this outline. Gotta make this color. Oh, actually, a picture. What up? We'll just make sure the chat's working. All right, cool. There we go. Shout out to J Swag 2412T. That's a name right there. That's a name and a half. What's up, Mason? I'm doing good. Doing good. Tired. I was tired yesterday. I'm tired today. It don't matter. Every day of the week I'm tired. So I say this every video. Ideally, this is a half an hour, but this one should be closer to a half an hour because look, we got the outsole. Outsole is going to be kind of interesting because you see how we have these lines, right? These segments where it dips in, they have these grooves. That's not going to be outlined in black. I'm going to go about it the original way I would, so that way it's more subtle. Got some typography, Balenciaga right there. What's up, Brett? The upper is just black. Super easy, nothing too crazy right there. It's going to be good. Appreciate it, London. Appreciate you. All right, this one's going to be easy. I got some basketball going on in the background. Oklahoma City versus Boston. Yo, Steph Curry. Jesus. This guy. We got a lot to talk about. Lakers are playing afterward. I don't even know where to start. I don't. But I know for the drawing, we're going to start on the outsole. As you can see, right here, you can't really tell where the outsole ends and where the background starts. So I have a pretty good idea. It's not that bad. So I'm going to use creative liberty to go ahead and create that. And because it's a really simple sneaker, nothing too crazy, but still is like $900 or whatever, whatever the price is. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And ideally, and this is big news, so if I had like sound effects, which I really should start to incorporate, because that'd be great. Ideally, I will have the highlights of yesterday's stream uploaded later on. What's going on, Johnny? What up? You appreciate the website? That's what's up, London. I uploaded a stencil about half an hour ago. What was it? Nike Flight something. It was like one of those Nike models where it has like the circles on the side. If you go on my Instagram SC352, you should be able to find it right there. I got another stencil being uploaded later on today. Another New Balance stencil. I really want to fill up that New Balance tab because there's just so many New Balance models. Now, here's what I'm thinking about too, because when I was looking at the website, we have the Converse tab, okay? The problem is I feel like, personally, with both the Converse and the Vans tab, there's not too many more models that I can add that are kind of relevant. Because obviously there are some more models, but I already got the basic ones out there. The ones that you would need. All the other ones that are left to add are really not that, relevant, not that prevalent. So what I was thinking, because I like having the tabs at the top of the page. I know you guys as well appreciate that too. It does make it easy. However, there's got to be a limit to the tabs, right? If you can work for any sticker company. If I could work for any sticker company, it would probably be between Nike or Adidas. I would probably say Nike, but I feel like that's also reaching for the low-hanging fruit. So it's not really saying too much. I love what they do, man. Something about that brand. But Adidas would be a blessing as well. However, if I'm getting started, if I had the opportunity to get started, I wouldn't care where. You could put me at Reebok, New Balance, it doesn't matter. To get my foot in the door in the industry, like, it's all the same when it comes to that, for me at least. So Pensol's got this competition. It's with New Balance, I believe. So if you know, the hypothetical highway, you guys already know I love going down the hypothetical highway. If I were to go ahead and be accepted into the program, and if I do well in that program where they would offer me an internship, I mean, I would be ecstatic. I wouldn't have any complaints. New Balance is not as sexy as a company as Nike. I'm just throwing it out there right now. But for me, that doesn't matter. When it comes to an opportunity like that to get in the industry, working for an established brand, you know, it's not... The line would be drawn at Skechers, okay? Right? So, because Skechers, their demographic is, as far as I know, children. And that is really something I can't relate to. Because I don't see any adults wearing Skechers. I'm sure they make, Skechers for adults, but that is so far from what I can relate to. That would be where the line is drawn. Anybody else, I'm down. In terms of like a starting position as a footwear designer, you know? That's just how I feel about it. But that's assuming that opportunity comes, which would be amazing. Now, that actually brings up an interesting point too. So, if, and this is only if, you know, we're going down this hypothetical highway, if the opportunity came to do an internship, a year-long internship or whatever, as a footwear designer for one of these brands, so we'll take the New Balance example because that'd be the most relevant. The thing is, by taking that internship, we're only assuming that I would be able to graduate before I do that, because I wouldn't want to not graduate, take the internship, because I'm so close to graduating, right? That would be dumb. I've done 3 years of this. I'm going to follow through. With whatever you do in life, you got to follow through. Quote of the day. So, the problem is, I would want to absolutely graduate. There's no doubt about that. The second thing, too, is, with graduating, with having the opportunity, I had to make the decision. Do I want to go for this footwear design internship position, or do I want to work in the industry as a graphic designer for like an ad agency? The difference is, one is an internship, which means after I graduate, I don't guarantee a job in that field, as far as I'm aware of how the opportunity would go. And the other is, I'm getting a paid salary to work in the industry for a company that would utilize the degree that I got. So that scenario in it itself could get tricky. I don't know what I would do in that scenario. But because that option isn't available right now, because it's not a thing that's going to happen, unless it does happen, in which case that's a good problem to have, I'll deal with them. At the moment, the game plan is graduate, get a degree, work for an ad agency, even if, like, let's because I already love these hypothetical highways. We'll keep going down. Let's say this YouTube thing really kicks off. I get good views, good AdSense revenue. I'm able to do a lot of freelance work, make good money doing that. And let's say it pays well. I'd still want to work at an ad agency. One, to have that guaranteed salary, so I can pay off school as fast as I reasonably could. Second thing is, because when you go from working in school or doing schoolwork to working at an ad agency, you get better like super fast. Because think about it, in school, they give me an assignment, I come back next week, I turn it in. When you work in the industry, you have to do whatever you have to do during the day. You don't take your work home. You're on the clock. That aspect of it alone kind of puts the pressure on a little bit, you know what I mean? It makes it more serious. So that part to me is very, very fascinating. And because you're working with other professionals that are doing relatively the same thing that you're doing, or they know what you're doing and how to do it the best way, by default, your skills are just going to like accelerate to like insane speeds. And that's what I want too. Not because I want to be a graphic designer forever. That's not the case. Not by a million, 100 million yards or whatever. By the way, what is Actually, I guess that works. Yeah, I didn't intend to connect that, but for this example, it works just fine. What's up, Craig? What up? Okay, so here we have it, and that's it for the live stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're done. Not really. Okay, so we gotta work on the upper, which is super complex. Look at all these lines, and when we're looking at the image, there's like 2 lines. You see how this is like kind of bumpy because it's real. This is a real image, obviously. We're gonna make it not as bumpy. We're gonna make it nicer because that's the beauty of creating art. You don't have to abide by any rules other than the rules that you set for yourself, even if it means that that's no rules, which is like very complex, very conceptual. So don't think about that too much, but also think about it at the same time. I don't know. Do whatever makes you happy. There's another quote for the day. So we're gonna bring this up. So Steph Curry. Okay. I'm obviously rooting for the Lakers. I'm such a die easy Lakers fan nowadays, I feel like. And then who do I think is gonna win? My heart says Lakers, but my brain probably says Nuggets. Because it's at Denver. They're a good team. Jokic is a beast. And apparently he's under 25. I didn't realize that. Which is scary because this guy's like insanely good. This guy's a positionless player for sure. The things he can do, his passing ability is phenomenal. But at the same time, Lakers got to stop losing these games. Because my prediction was 50 games for the Lakers and a second round exit. Does that look good? Yeah, it looks pretty good. But you see how that's different from the image itself? See how I went above this line? I went above this section where it's white. What up, Soda Man? What up, Noah? What up, guys? Good to see you guys again. Since you guys just joined, later on today, probably, yeah, I'll say probably, I'm going to be uploading the highlights from yesterday's live stream. And I hate putting this out there, but I feel good about it. Ideally, what I want to do is, why is this doing this, by the way? Super inconvenient. Okay, so let's, oh, that's why. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And ideally, I want that to be a daily thing. So let's say these are Balenciagas. Let's say they're here. There we go. Let's say I do a live stream. Ideally, it's going to get to the point where that means the next day I just double up on videos. So one's going to be, LeBron won't keep losing games. I do think he's really trying to like get his team to understand, like, look, I'm LeBron James. I can do a lot. But y'all got to start pulling your weight. I have no problem carrying you guys, but don't you dare drag your feet while I'm doing it. That's how I think he's feeling. Which is respectable. What the heck? Actually, we can leave that like that. That works. But these 2 lines... Alright, fine. We're going to do it this way. What up, E? Your name is literally E. That's awesome. Okay, we're going to do this. But yeah, Steph Curry, man. This guy scored 51 points in 3 quarters. Made 11 threes. So unconscious. Just no regard for human life. Just out there making everybody else look bad. Like, why you gotta do that, Steph? Very impressive. I do think it's funny because Blake Griffin, the previous game, or the previous day I should say, had scored 50 points. And he did it in overtime. Who do you think is better, Steph Curry or LeBron? LeBron is a player overall for sure. Steph Curry is by far in my opinion. And again, you old heads, for any old heads who watch these videos, y'all gonna be like, well, what about this guy, you know, from the 70s? Okay, listen, I started watching basketball in 2009. I know a little bit of basketball history, so don't hate me. But I think he's the best shooter I've ever seen in my life, and probably is the best shooter the NBA has ever seen. The things this guy can do is scary. I've already mentioned in another video, like, the fear some of these players have going up against them. Knowing that after you pass half court, this guy's a threat. If you don't D him up and he makes a three, you're going to get yelled at by the coach, by the team members, and the whole crowd's going to, like, you know, just be in an uproar because, oh my God, he just did that. So, because if you do that in a regular game, you know, take a shot from 40 feet out, that's kind of rude because most people won't make those shots. But if you make those shots, it's like disrespectful because you're not even having the respect of, like, getting close to the three-point line to make that kind of shot. You're just assuming that your opponents can't guard you anyway. They can't do anything about it, so you're going to take advantage of it. So, and don't get me wrong, I like it. I think it's awesome. But it's stressful. I would be stressed. I'm stressed watching these guys defend him, and I'm not even playing. I'm just chilling in my room watching these games. But overall, as a basketball player, LeBron. Because Steph Curry's handling is obviously better. Steph Curry's shooting is better. But, I mean, and those are two key aspects of the game, you know? Dribbling, passing, shooting. But, I mean, if last season was an example of what LeBron's capable of, if J.R. Smith didn't do that J.R. Smith thing, if he just, you know, laid up the ball in the hoop that he was right next to, they would have won game one because he was right there. He was right there. They would have lost the series, no doubt. I'm not saying they would have won the series. But if you swap Steph Curry and put him in LeBron's shoes for that season, they don't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They just don't. And this is, you know, a point that's heightened because of the fact that when they had that 73-win team, they lost. It was in part of LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, so I'm not going to say it's just LeBron. But Kyrie Irving alone didn't make it to the playoffs. LeBron brought them to 4 straight finals. He was the piece that they needed, Kyrie, on that team, absolutely. I feel like him and LeBron worked so well together because everything that LeBron might not be as good as, Kyrie is great. In terms of just being a straight-up ISO player that can score on anybody, that is very, you know, difficult to guard, and is such an elite scorer and a shooter. LeBron's not on the same level as Kyrie in that regard. So they complement each other well because of that. Because everything else that Kyrie can do, LeBron's got you times 10, you know? So it's a very interesting dynamic between those two. And, oh yeah, those two beat the Warriors, that all-time great Warriors. Were you guys watching that season? I remember every time the Warriors won a game, because they went 24-0, I believe, to start the season. Was it 24-0? Pretty sure it was 24-0. And every game, every time they won, you would see stats that did one of two things. Either compare them to the 95-96 Bulls, right? Those memes were amazing, by the way. And then you also had stats that said, because the Warriors are doing this, because they're doing this, the percentage of them winning the championship this year is this. And it's always like super high. So the fact that they lost was just incredibly fascinating because through all the statistics based on what they should have done, they didn't. And at the end of the day, LeBron James wore the Ultimate Warrior jersey or shirt or whatever. And that was just funny to see. And they were up 3-1. Now, okay, let's not be too much of a bandwagon person. Let's be objective. If Steph doesn't get ejected, the Cavs don't win. I understand that. I'm not denying that one bit. But if we're going to play that card, All right, if Steph doesn't like get a little bit injured, if Draymond doesn't get ejected, no, I'm sorry, yeah, if Draymond doesn't get ejected, sorry, and if Steph was 100% or whatever, if those 2 points are there, then they win. That's fair. That's a valid point. Then if we can say that, then the previous season, if Kyrie didn't get injured in the finals, then the Cavs win and they beat the Warriors that first season. So you can't have it both ways. You can't say that, and, if we're looking at these two examples, obviously the Warriors still have a better chance of winning both championships versus if you want to flip it the other way around. I get that. However, injuries are part of the game. Things happen. For whatever reason, the Warriors lost that time against the Cavs, and then vice versa, the Cavs beat them the previous season. So it was just great to see. So in that regard, all the things I said, based on what LeBron's going to do when his career is over, this guy is still in his prime. He's in his 16th season. He's still in his prime. I think when we watch this man play, whenever you watch the Lakers play, keep this in mind. And guys, I really want you to think about this. Let this sink into your brain. And these old heads might not like this, but I don't care because I believe this 100,000,000%. So what I'm about to say, just really let this sink in. When you're watching that man with the last name James in the back of his jersey and the number's 23, and you're watching him play for the Lakers or wherever else he plays for the rest of his career, keep in mind, at worst, you are looking at what quite possibly could be the second greatest player to ever play the sport of basketball. Think about that for a second. That gives me chills. I have like 5 goosebumps right now. Maybe like a little more. But think about that. That is insane. Based on what he's going to do when he is done, this man's probably going to be the all-time leading scorer in the NBA. He's probably going to beat Kareem, who has like 38,000 points. And the funny thing is, he's probably going to do it wearing a Laker uniform. So that's like a nice little homage, I guess. He's going to be the guy who won 5 championships with the Lakers, wearing a Lakers uniform or whatever. Yes, I did see the fight. I actually uploaded a live reaction when the fight was happening. If you go on my channel, Noah, you'll see it there. It was like some video I did earlier this week or earlier last week. I kind of broke down the fight, my thoughts on it. I thought it was amazing. Not because the fight happened between those players or whatever, but because players cared enough to actually fight. Players don't fight if they don't want to fight. At least it's what I believe. Let me just... Can we make this a little... Hey. Make this a little... Yeah, we can do that. Okay, cool. Yes, I don't believe... And that goes for really anybody. People who don't want to fight don't get into fights. These players know... Let's see, I'm going to make sure I'm going to spell this right. Balenciaga. Such a crazy name, Balenciaga. But these guys get paid, hundreds of millions of dollars. They know they're not supposed to get into fights. They know they're going to get in trouble if they do. The trouble that they got into is very light. I thought Ingram was going to get like 10 games because somebody else got more games during the preseason for getting into a little scuffle, but whatever. That's neither here nor there, I guess. We got to do a slight effect. No. There we go. How about 4%? There we go. I like you like that. Alright, very good. But I like it when these players... Because I don't want these players to get in trouble, but I want them to care. Did you guys see Karl Anthony Towns? I think it was yesterday. He shot an air ball and then he asked to go out of the game. Did you guys see that? what is going on with him, you know? Like, that is just absurd. And the guy spit in Chris Paul's face, and that's why I put... Yeah, Rondo did a light spit to Chris Paul's face. He did it low-key. He thought he wasn't going to get caught. He absolutely got caught, which I thought was funny. Chris Paul, obviously, when somebody spits in your face, that's fighting words right there. Like, that's a major sign of disrespect. And not only is it a major sign of disrespect... Chris Paul is on national TV when this is happening. He does not want to be, seen as somebody who can be disrespected. So there's a pride thing that is involved with that as well, which, I understand. Nobody wants to have that look done to them. Nobody wants to be disrespected, and then nobody wants to be made a fool doing so. So it all makes sense, at least for me. Let me lock this real quick. Yeet. What's the next step? I guess the next step would be to, like, yeah, we'll do, hey, what? There we go. Let me go ahead and do this. That kind of works. There we go. Ooh, it's a 1-point game. Very nice. Earlier, Boston was losing by a bit. They were kind of get their you-know-what kicked in kind of hard. Alright. Let's, because I want this to have a little bit of depth. I want it to be kind of black. Hey, what's up, Andrea? Shouts to Andrea. There we go. No, I don't want that. There we go. See that? And then we're going to make this one like mid-black. Yeah, something like that. And that works. Maybe we'll do one more because we can. I'm feeling a color like this. But then we'd have to make this like an inch darker. Did you see that picture of Rondo back when he was in Kentucky? He like kicked somebody in the face. I don't know what defense that is, but I want to go to that jiu-jitsu or that martial arts gym where he learned that. Very unorthodox style, very 70s in nature, I would say. But hey, man, if it stops your defender, I guess do whatever. No, we're not gonna do that. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. If it stops your defender, I mean, sure, man. Do whatever works. I'm not kicking anybody in the face. Because my defense is way better than that. I don't need to kick somebody in the face to stop them. I'll let the tallest guy on the team stop them. Why do I have to resort to kicking somebody in the face? All that's going to happen if I try to kick somebody in the face is I'm going to pull something. And then I'm out the game. So then I'm riding for my team on the bench. Which is cool. But, like, put me in, coach. I can play. Alright, so we're going to make this like a... Yeah, that'll work. And then we're going to keep it consistent. Bring it over here. Do some of this. Yeah, I haven't done an off the grid in a minute. I probably should get back to doing those again. I do miss doing those. I miss doing a lot of stuff. Like getting 8 hours of sleep. 8 hours of sleep would be great. I don't get such pleasure anymore. We're going to change this to be a little darker. There we go. By the way, Last week I took a little bit of an L. There's a few days I missed. But this week, so far, if you include these live streams as videos, which I do, but I'm biased, so you can do with that information what you will, I'm killing it. I'm back to the daily grind, back to 2 stencils a day. I still want to have over 400 stencils by the end of the year. That's the goal. Alright, so we're almost done. I'm not going to mess with this too much only because I want to like do homework. I don't want to, but I guess I should. We're going to lock this. File, object locked. See you, Noah. Y'all already know that this video is going to be uploaded to YouTube whenever this is done, which should be relatively soon. This might actually be one of those, well, actually no, it's already been over half an hour, which sucks because I do everything I can to make this go under half an hour, and then what happens? It's over an hour, or over half an hour. Alright, so we're going to do this, and I think you guys can see where I'm going with this. Yep, we're going to ungroup this. So this itself, it goes like here and then it goes down. It's a really weird outsole. It's unique, it's got character, it's distinguished, but it's weird. Which is fine, I guess. But not for their price. I don't know what the price is on something like this. I think it's like, if I'm assuming like $800. It's probably definitely over $500, which is stupid. But what do I know? I'm just a kid from Florida, I guess. You'll never catch me one of these unless it's a gift. If it's a gift, I'll wear the heck out of it. But if it's not, I'm good. Okay, so we're gonna ungroup. Let's see what happened. Giannis had a triple-double yesterday. You guys see that windmill? That clean Giannis windmill is iconic, yo. And he's 20. Is he 25? No, he's like 23, I think. Because when you think about the... I live in Florida. When you think about... not the average player's career span... because nobody cares about, like, the average player is a player that you don't know their name. I don't know their name. They play on the bench and they play for 3 years and then they're gone, right? When we're talking about these elite players, the ones that we actually go to games to watch, their average career span is like 10 to 15 years. Really elite players are players that are able to keep themselves healthy, or players that are able to adapt their game and still be relevant, like a Chris Paul, like a Jamal Crawford, Dirk Nowitzki. Those guys can last up to 20 years. Nobody's well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, isn't Vince Carter going on his 21st season? Or is this his 20th season? Point is, he keeps himself really healthy. And he's also taking really, short contracts. And the teams who sign him don't really expect too much from him. So that much is true. No offense, Vince. But if he wasn't healthy, nobody would take him. So, I mean, at the same time, kudos to him. So there's a lot that goes into it. But when you think about how young these guys are, Giannis is 23, I think. No, we want to do this. Let's make that more gray. Giannis is 23. Anthony Davis is 25. And this guy is lighting people up day in, day out. It's like, sheesh, Alright, guys. How does this look? I want to do something up here. But I also don't, but I'm going to anyway. We're going to make it happen. We're going to do it for the people. Okay. We're going to make this, I don't know, like that. Oh, we got to make this lighter. We got to make this. There we go. And then we can do something like this. we can make it like this, but then we got to go like a hair lighter. Aha! Okay. Alright, guys. Finally, like a video that lasted as long as I want. Do you guys want to like a quick little what's something I can teach you guys? Something useful, something practical. I don't know, I'm trying to think. Like if you have, ooh, okay, ooh, all right, I'm about to blow your minds. Okay, we're gonna do, oh, this is life hacks. This is life hacks with KicksArt. Okay, so we have this, and then we have, I don't want this. I want, ooh, guys, y'all don't even know. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Can we like, excuse me, thank you. Okay, we're gonna pick a different color. No, we got, I'm too excited for this. This is dumb. Okay, so we have these two colors, these two shapes. Man, you know what? Okay, we're not even gonna, we're gonna do something better than this. I don't know, 8? Yeah, we can do that. As like a weird symbol. Okay. See, so, Noah. All right, ready? So we have these two shapes. I gotta remember how to do it. Blend. Five. Right. Object. Yeah. And then we can do something like this. I think you could take this. So look at that. So what I did, I took two shapes, and they just so happen to be two different colors. I did a few effects, or a few settings, and I said, okay, I want 5 shapes in between these two different shapes. And I want this shape to turn into this shape using the 5 different stages in between. Because this is turning into this, not only do the shapes change slowly, the color has to also slowly shift. This is like advanced, not really advanced stuff. But think about it. If you want to like do something where you want to have one shape go to another, or if you want to have one color go to another, because now I have all these colors I can just sample and I can make a box, and there it is. So that's cool stuff. But anyway, we'll put that off to the side. That's gonna do it for today's video. There is our masterpiece, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I actually did this in a somewhat reasonable time. Don't forget KicksArt.com for our sneaker stencil needs. You can go ahead and send in requests. I got another stencil coming out later on today. I got 2 more coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow might also have to be another live stream. Tomorrow I thought I was going to have like most of the day off, but I don't, so that sucks. But I appreciate everybody go ahead and watching this video. Y'all already know that I'm uploading daily sneaker content. I guess it's not drawing videos anymore. This is the one. There we go. Night Flight Bonafide. Yeah, daily sneaker content. I'll see you tomorrow.